good evening, traders from across the globe, and welcome to the 942nd edition, wow, of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni, and that would be me. Traders, I'm back from Utah, fresh this evening, election day. I got off my plane. I had 15 minutes to get to a school. I got there with 2 minutes left. I got into the voting space. As I was starting to vote, I heard them announce, the polls are closed. I was the last voter in Las Vegas. It was wonderful. That was me. I got my vote in right before the close. It was pretty cool. So, Obama gets elected, and you know what, America? Good for you for coming out and voting. This is not about who got elected, because in all honesty, I am very apolitical, but you guys came out and voted in droves for both of the candidates, so a round of applause to America for getting your butts off the couch and voting for whoever you voted for. Now, I will say this. It does not matter any election who I vote for once the candidate is elected, and if it's the president, I look at it like this. I am a patriot. He is my leader now. He is the chief and commander, and I say, America, you get behind your commander-in-chief no matter who you voted for. Because if you don't, then you're just like these, watch my words, in Washington that they're supposed to be patriots, right? They're in Washington to do the better of the country, but it wouldn't matter who got elected next. They'd still fight with each other tooth and nail instead of getting behind their president. So Washington, please, we got 4 years with this guy now. We know it's him. Get behind him, because the last 4 years you haven't done anything with him. You need to get these 4 years moving forward before we collapse as a nation. Now, Romney in a speech 8 weeks ago, I know some of you must have heard this, but Mitt Romney in a speech 8 weeks ago, not a speech, an interview, I forget who interviewed him, but I watched it and my jaw dropped. They said, well, Mr. Romney, do you think that you, if you become president, or any president, can turn around a country in this shape in 4 years? And you know what he said? And I assume that as the words were coming out of his mouth, he must have done everything in his power to swallow them back. But once those words are out, they're out. He says, no president can turn around a country in 4 years. You need to give a president 8 years. First 4 years for infrastructure to set himself up. The next 4 to see the fruits of his labor. That came out of Romney's mouth during his campaign. That's Romney saying, listen, you gotta leave Obama in. Isn't that insane for a candidate to say that's not the president, right? He wasn't the incumbent to say something like that. That's something that Obama should have said. When I heard that, I said, you know, he might be right. Maybe he's right. It takes 8 years, and we're not giving this guy 8 years. So I'm not even saying who I voted for, but I am so apolitical. All I care about is we get somebody in that screws everything up, and the markets go like this, and me and the Omniacs score, and I truly don't care about anything else. And you ask my Omniacs in my chat room, I don't care who gets elected. I could care less. But someone's got to get in there and screw things up. Things have been pretty screwed up the last 4 years. I'll take 4 more years of screwed upness, baby. Works for me. But the Omniacs don't mind either. So, hooray for 4 more screwed up years. Maybe they'll get better. Who cares? We're traders. Now, one last thing. I'm not really that political, but you know, today's the day if you're going to be political at all. When I went to vote, there was a bill for here in Nevada, and the bill was whether or not you are willing to kick in $75 more per $100,000 value your house is worth in taxes this year. Will you kick in $75 for every $100,000 your house is worth to help pay down the trouble that this state is in and the rest of the nation? I voted yes. Bingo, sure. I'll kick in another $400 or $500, whatever that number comes out to my property per year, because I think everyone in this country needs to kick in. Now, I know a lot of you blame the government. It's the government's fault. It's the politicians' fault. It's Obama's fault. Romney could have fixed it. Maybe he couldn't. Blah, blah, blah. Maybe it was Bush. The fact is, we are in some trouble, and all of us need to kick in. All of us need to kick in. The rich need to kick in. The people who can afford their bills and put money in the bank need to kick in. We need to fix the country. So You know, I voted to kick in my whatever amount of money it's going to be extra. I don't mind at all. I'm a patriot. Just thought I'd share that with you. I know that I walked out and they asked me how I voted on that. And I said, listen, I bet you I'm the only guy who walked in this place all night long that checked yes to that bill. But some of us have to help kick in. I am more than willing. All right, traders, enough of the nonsense. This video, 942, is being filmed on Tuesday, Election Tuesday, November 6th, but it's for trading on Wednesday, November 7th. And remember that futures trading is extremely risky, can cause substantial financial loss. Markets are volatile lately, so losses can be greater. And if you do not recognize that futures trading is not suitable for all trading accounts, and if you do not recognize that a stop is your best friend, get up and run, because you shouldn't be a trader. You're not responsible. For you responsible traders, rock and roll what's on the board. Green OMNI, yes, yes, yes. For you trolls that are going to go, Oscar, you were bearish 2 days ago, you're bullish today, you're crazy. It's called day trading, remember? Day trading. You're supposed to be bullish one day, bearish the next. That's how you survive. So, we are looking bullish for the S&P, for the Dow, for the Russell, trading on Wednesday. We expect, and here's a number for you, E-mini S&P to tag 1444. If not tomorrow, it'll happen by the next day. 1444, E-mini S&P on the record saying that we should see that number, because that's what the Omni's looking for. I expect the Omni to be right. We're trading in between 1419 and 1420 as I film the video. I say we go to 1444. Let's see. Now, dollars look weak on the charts. Bonds look weak on the charts, and I'll show you why. Up against my topping pattern, my average, all sorts of good things. The weekly charts on our U.S. indices leaders, like the Dow Transportation Average and the Russell 2000, have turned positive, as have the daily charts. So we are positive for trading on Wednesday, and I think it's going up, and I think it's going to be strong, because I don't think it mattered which president got in. It wouldn't have mattered which candidate made president. Here's what does matter. The $1 trillion or $2 that's been on the sidelines with huge business not knowing what's coming next, they finally know what's coming for the next 4 years. You know what that means? Big business goes back to work. They are going to pump this market, because that's what they're going to do with that money. You watch and see. Big year coming this year. Thank you for getting this stupid election out of the way. Next, we have the fiscal cliff. You know they're going to kick that down the road, so we'll be okay there. And next year should be a real strong one. We'll see what happens. All right, traders, come on down to my site. Come to my live chat room. It's free, and I am there. I am on camera and microphone. I know I was in Utah, so I was sporadic with my camera and microphone, but we're back. We're in Vegas. Come on down to livewithoscar.com. Come to my chat room and hang out with me. Won't cost you any money to get in there, and it's a very friendly place to be. So I will see you in the chat rooms. Traders, I want to show you some charts on the Russell, the Dow. I want to show you why the bonds look weak, why the dollars look weak. And with no further ado, let's go look at some charts. Traders, the Dow Jones Transportation Average weekly bar chart. Do you remember this chart from, I don't know, a week ago during a class, a video, maybe 3 videos ago? Showed you the Dow Jones weekly transportation average, that it was back above my OTAPMA, but the interesting thing was we were monitoring this for the false breakout, expecting this to be the real breakout. Well, that looks to be the false breakout. We're coming out of the apex. It's an apex breakout on the weekly chart, traders. Wow. On the weekly, how quickly things can turn. You got to love it. Look at the size of this parallel channel that we're in. It's up here to down here. If we start heading towards the top of that, it's off the chart, literally. So let's hope it moves in that direction. I expect it to be in that direction on Wednesday. Then we take the Russell 2000 and look at this chart, traders. How great of a hold was this on a weekly chart? Look at this. Each time it's gotten down here, you've had a mega hold. Even on the upside, it bounces right off and goes the other way. So, and if you notice, it literally goes from the bottom line to the top line and then back down again. So we are basically ready at least to come up here, if not all the way to the blue line. So the Russell looks good for the next few weeks into next year. I would imagine long term, this is a great looking weekly chart. But we like to day trade, right? We're in the morning, we're out at the end of the day. The Russell 2000 on the daily bar, look what happens here. First of all, about 5-6 days ago, we held the 200, started this new parallel channel, held the parallel channel, got above OTAPMA, rallied up, came back down, tested OTAPMA and the parallel channel, and away we go. This looks strong for trading on Wednesday. Then you got the Dow Jones Industrial Average on the daily bar for Wednesday. Look at this bad boy. Great hold where it's been holding for a while. Now back above my OTAPMA. Looking good for trading on Wednesday. Even if you wanted to look at some resistance, it's way up here. I think we have lots of great signals to tell us to get long this thing. Now we have a reason to prove that out. This is a bond chart you've seen in many, many videos over the last few weeks, traders, calling this a head and shoulders topping pattern, big rounded topping tool, had a false breakout, came back down, but here's the significance. It is just bouncing off this OMNI average and failing, but look where we are now. The top of the rounding tool meets the OMNI average, and it looks like we are at the top of this little parallel channel, and if the bonds look like they're going to head back down and fail at the OTAPMA, it makes perfect sense. The S&P is going to go up tomorrow. And then to make the whole picture look right, the dollar, which is king right now, king of the world, the dollar index, has been bouncing off the top of this channel and the bottom, and it hit the top just 2 days ago. It is on its way down to the bottom. These arrows are our target below 80. We think that the dollar moves lower, pushing up the other markets, and that is our scenario for trading technically on Wednesday. Traders, you've seen the charts. There's my technical argument for why we have the green OMNI for trading on Wednesday. ES 1444, that's what OMNI's looking for. I hope to see that level at a minimum 1444. If we don't see it Wednesday, I think Thursday we do. At least OMNI thinks so, and I'm here to report the OMNI to you. The bonds do look weak. The dollar looks even weaker. Bonds are questionable. Dollar certainly weak. But those weekly charts of the leaders look fantastic. Now let's rock and roll. Remember, get behind your president, like him or not. You don't have a choice now. 4 years, get behind him. Maybe we can make this thing happen, all right? Traders, I will be at livewithoscar.com. Come into my free chat room. You guys who hate me, come on down and see maybe that you shouldn't be hating me. Maybe you'll see the good that we really do. Maybe you'll recognize that sometimes in these videos when I call for one thing, by midday the next day, the markets have asked OMNI to do something different. You miss that if you're not in the chat rooms. I send out flash updates all day. I speak in the chat rooms. Sometimes the OMNI flips. You got to be around to see what really happens. Meet me at livewithoscar.com and I will teach you the art of technical analysis. Traders, that's about it for me. I want you to keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things you can do to help yourselves with that is say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll weekly charts, take us away. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.